As I stated earlier, this is not a liberal versus a conservative issue, nor is this a Democrat versus a Republican issue. The issue is no less than whether we are going to continue the economic system that we have enjoyed for over 300 years and that has generated the greatest prosperity the world has ever known. If you travel around the world, it will become immediately apparent to you whether you are in Africa or Asia, South America or Europe, regardless of where you are in the world, that America is more prosperous by many magnitudes than anywhere else. Politicians will tell you that the reason for this is that we are the hardest working and best workers in the world. Well, that's a bunch of hooey. America is comprised of workers from every country in the world. We are the world's melting pot. Do you really think that if someone came from Italy or Japan or Mexico or India or anywhere else in the world, that the day before he or she came to America, he or she worked less hard than the day after he or she came to America? No. The real reason that we have the greatest economy in the world is because more than any other country in the world, we have tirelessly promoted our free market capitalist system, a system that has created the greatest prosperity the world has ever known. When you get up in the morning and turn on the lights, when you use your microwave or toaster, when you drive your car, use your cell phone, or watch television, when you use your computer or go on the internet, it is all as a result of capitalism. I remember back in 1995, I bought my first computer. It cost me $3,500, which was quite a sum of money to me back then. Recently, I bought one of my kids a computer, which is hundreds, if not thousands of times more powerful than the computer I had back in 1995. And it was a fraction of the cost. That's capitalism. I have a good friend. He's also a client. In 1995, he started an internet insurance business and invested his life's savings. At that time, he did not know whether the new business would succeed or fail, but he took the risk. 14 years later, it is a dynamic company providing tens of thousands of families each year with insurance coverage at a fraction of what it used to cost. And what was once an idea in someone's mind is now a company employing well over 200 people, a dramatic example of our capitalist trickle-down system at work. All large companies were once small companies, and all small companies were once a dream in somebody's mind. Very few of us are willing to risk everything that we own to make that dream a reality. The very few who do start a business fail at a great rate. That's why most of us are content to be workers. Of course, those that succeed not only become wealthy, but they create jobs for tens or hundreds of thousands, as well as creating products and services that all of us use and enjoy. Capitalism has two critically important components: reward for risk-taking and competition. By rewarding risk-taking, society ensures the continual creation of new and innovative products and services. By promoting competition, those products and services become less costly and much improved. Thus, my $3,500 computer went down in price to just a few $100s, but its capabilities increased manyfold. Under President Obama's scheme, who in their right mind would start a business knowing that failure will result in losing everything, but success will result in the government confiscating most of your earnings? The greatest argument of all against government takeover of our economy and in favor of capitalism is China. China was an impoverished, backward country with 1 billion people mired in poverty. Its communist trickle-up system created no jobs, created no productivity, created no products, but rather perpetuated a system where everyone earned the same, which is to say that no one earned anything. A generation ago, China decided to scrap its communist system and replace it with unfettered capitalism. The results have been truly historic. In the last 10 years alone, over 400 million Chinese have moved out of poverty and into middle class. This is more than the entire population of America. And all of this is solely as a consequence of the Chinese adopting capitalism, allowing its citizens to take risks and start factories on their own, allowing its citizens to determine which products and services to create, allowing its citizens to create products and services without fear of government intervention, and allowing its citizens to earn profits without punitive taxation. By removing the dead hand of government, in 10 years, China has created the greatest economic miracle in the history of the world. Unfortunately, it is a miracle that barely goes noticed here in America, even though the benefits to us have been vast. For if you live week to week on your paycheck, You can certainly appreciate the dramatic price reductions in every product you purchase, from t-shirts to TVs, due to the relentless reduction in price and increase in quality that has occurred as a consequence of China's conversion to capitalism. To sum up, I cannot overstate that President Obama proposes the most profound changes in American history, for he proposes no less than scrapping the free market capitalist system that we have enjoyed and prospered under, and replacing it with a system in which government would control every aspect of an individual's personal economic life. For President Obama proposes eliminating incentives for risk-taking, as there will be no rewards. He proposes flattening everyone's wages so no one can earn more. He proposes that the government and not the free market determine what products are to be made, how they are to be made, and who will make them. In the end, in President Obama's world, only the government will provide for its citizens, and the citizens would be entirely reliant upon the government for their jobs and for how much they earn. I believe that President Obama's program is the greatest threat to our way of life that Americans have ever encountered. Wake up, America. Sound the clarion call to danger. Write your congressperson. Create clubs. Advocate against this. Remember, this is not a liberal versus a conservative issue. This is not a Democrat versus a Republican issue. Rather, this is an issue involving our very way of life. Thank you.